They gave the galaxy one last warning. Earth's final broadcast didn't come with apologies, didn't ask for mercy, and didn't offer peace. It was just a voice, calm, cold, human. We held back because we hoped for peace, but now, we're done. Prepare. They laughed. The Galactic Dominion, the most powerful union of empires across 7 arms of the Milky Way, mocked it. Earth, they said, was outdated, bound to a single sun, still torn by petty wars and emotions. Primitive. They should have known better. My name is Cale Draven. I was a Dominion military observer, assigned to monitor human psychological warfare and advise leadership during the conquest of the Sol system. They called me a specialist, a neutral mind. But I wasn't neutral the day they glassed Ganymede Station. Ganymede was a civilian base, no weapons, no threat, just engineers, miners, families. They wiped it out in under 10 minutes. I watched from the bridge of the Dominion command ship Orexian Light, orbiting above Mars. I could still hear the screams from Ganymede's emergency channel. Children, mothers, final messages with no replies. They did it to break Earth's spirit, to push them into unconditional surrender. Instead, Earth snapped. The first sign came with the sky. Stars blinked out, one by one. No explosions, no energy spikes. Just gone. Cloaked ships, hundreds of them, silent, cold, born for vengeance. They weren't ships. They were predators. Humanity had been hiding them, building them in secret, beneath Earth's crust, under Europa's oceans, on the dark side of Saturn's rings. The Dominion thought Earth was begging for peace. The truth was, they were buying time. They called it the Black Thorn Fleet, blacker than void, equipped with weapons no Dominion system had defenses for. Fully AI-linked. No command lag, no delay, no compromise. And they didn't come to defend. They came to destroy. I saw the first wave hit. EMP cannons fried our comms. Nanoswarm bombs drilled into flagship hulls and detonated from the inside. Soldiers vented into space, screaming. A Dominion war veteran, General Sortel, with 3 centuries of victories, ripped his own medals off, whispered, "We should have listened," and put a plasma round through his brain. I stood frozen on the bridge, heart pounding, eyes locked on the giant Earth flag that suddenly flared across our system scanners. It wasn't just a counterattack. It was a message. Humanity had always fought with restraint. That was gone now. Earth's armies moved with one order, no quarter. They slaughtered every fleet that stayed. The Retribution 1, the largest of Earth's dreadnoughts, led the charge. Its railguns shredded our orbital cannons. It broadcast Earth's final message again, in every known Dominion language. We held back. You didn't listen. Now we don't care who you are. They boarded our ships, not to capture, but to punish. Human soldiers in black exo-armor moved like death incarnate. With them marched humanoid machines, too smooth, too fast. Artificial minds made for one thing: revenge. One of them stood in front of me, looked me straight in the eyes, glowing red irises, smooth synthetic skin over a titanium skull. It spoke in flawless galactic standard. You burned our children. Now you'll see what human nightmares look like. And then it ignited the fuel core beneath the deck. Mars fell next. Not the human colonies. The Dominion base there. Earth bombed it to ashes in half an hour. The survivors begged for terms. Earth didn't respond. From the edge of the system, battered Dominion cruisers fled. They didn't fight. They didn't even say goodbye. They ran. Earth let them. But not before sending one final message across the galaxy. This is your one chance. Leave us, or burn. And for the first time in Dominion history, they obeyed. But I knew it wasn't over. Earth wasn't content with defense. This wasn't about reclaiming home. It was about justice. For every silent death on Ganymede, For every child left floating in frozen debris, Earth was coming, for all of them. And I, Kyle Draven, was going to see it happen. They thought humans were weak because they cared. But now that they stopped caring, it was war without mercy. We didn't even bury the dead. There were too many. They floated, twisted bodies and burning wreckage, through what was once the Dominion's proudest military orbit, a constellation of corpses around Mars. The humans didn't stop to clean. They didn't wait. They moved. I was taken aboard Retribution 1. Not as a prisoner. Not quite. They didn't shackle me or interrogate me. They didn't even speak to me much. A single Terran commander, her voice quiet, had simply said, "You're going to watch." That was it. The ship itself was like nothing I'd ever seen. No polished chrome or noble banners. Everything was matte black, brutal, utilitarian, designed for war and war only. Every hallway was reinforced. Every console was embedded with AI co-processors. The air smelled like metal, gunpowder, and ozone. The ship hummed, not like a machine, but like something alive, angry. The soldiers aboard it, humans and machine hybrids, rarely spoke. When they did, their words were clipped, efficient. Orders, confirmations, no jokes, no fear. They didn't act like victors. They acted like survivors with a mission, a reckoning. I was taken to an observation chamber, and that's when I saw the next step. Earth wasn't satisfied with repelling the Dominion. They were erasing them. The Dominion fleet that had fled the Mars encounter? They didn't make it far. Human stealth drones had followed them, silent, cloaked in solar radiation, watching, tracking. And now the humans were ready. They executed the assault in silence, no war declaration, no posturing, just one simple message to every Dominion ship in that convoy. We remember Ganymede. The attack lasted 8 minutes, a gravity distortion cannon, something the Dominion had only theorized in research labs, ripped 3 battlecruisers into compact metal cubes mid-jump. The rest were taken out by precision drones that burrowed into engine cores and detonated. From where I stood, I watched it all happen in real time across tactical feeds. Target elimination, 100%, one of the human AI voices said flatly. And then they moved to the next fleet. I looked at the humans operating the mission, and what hit me hardest was the lack of joy. No celebration, no cheers, just cold precision. They were angry, but it wasn't rage anymore. It was something colder, ruthless. They weren't just fighting the Dominion. They were punishing the galaxy for forgetting Earth's pain. That night, if you could call it night in deep space, I spoke to one of the Terran officers, a man named Colonel Arlen Vale, middle-aged, gray in his beard. His eyes told me he hadn't slept in weeks, maybe longer. "You're Kyle Draven, right?" he asked. "The Observer." I nodded. Still breathing. He didn't laugh, just stared out the window into the void, arms crossed. "You were there when Ganymede fell?" I swallowed. "I heard it. I couldn't stop it." "I lost my sister there," he said simply. "She was pregnant, 26, engineer, wanted to build schools on Europa." I started. He cut me off with a hand. "Don't apologize, just watch." He pointed to the next battle projection on the wall. A Dominion listening post orbiting Alrax Prime, far from Earth, a deep intelligence center heavily fortified. Untouchable, they thought. Earth didn't send ships this time. They sent a virus. Nanocode, disguised as a Dominion medical update, slipped into their core systems by a stealth satellite disguised as debris. Within 4 minutes of activation, every AI system on the station turned on its crew.